Good morning, guys. Welcome back to Life with Liz. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to my channel, turn on your post notifications. That way you'll be notified every time your girl posts a new video. Good morning, everyone. I do apologize, I haven't posted. I was having an issue with my eyes again, and I vlogged a little bit of it. Excuse me. And so I'll post that after I do this, but I really wanted to do a follow-up video on the last video, you know, when we talked about Gabby and her condition. The outpour of love and support that we received from you guys continue to amaze me all the time. I did not know, you know, you're always in your own little world, and so your own little bubble, especially, you know, when you're home and you're doing your day-to-day things. You know, we've been so consumed, involved, whatever you want to call it, you know, with our own lives, as far as, like, you know, what we do with Gabby, you know, our day-to-day things that we do with Gabby, that even though I do, I put her on the bus every morning, I see her in her class, I see the other students that are with her, it's different seeing someone than actually, you know, living with someone that has a condition, a delay, anything like that. And so we haven't met anyone else that has neurofibromatosis. And in reading some of your comments, and let me see if I can find it. All right, so this is probably going to come in pieces, because I'm going through the messages. I'm not going to, the comments. I'm not going to get through all of them, obviously. That would take hours on here, but just going through some of the ones that, not that they're better than any of the other comments, just some that stood out, and to answer some questions really is what it is. So someone had asked what my relationship to Bo is, asking if I'm Bo's sister. So just to clarify, I am not Bo's sister. Art is Bo's brother, and so that's how Bo and Maria and Art and I are related. So Art and Bo are brothers, and this is not the first time that that's been asked. People, I guess, seem to think that Bo and I look more alike than Art and Bo. So it's not the first time that we've been told that. But no, I am not Bo's sister. I am his sister-in-law. Art is Bo's brother. A lot of the comments that we got, you know, is that you guys are praying for us, for Gabby. That excuse me, that is so much more than I could ask for. Just reading all of your guys' comments got me emotional, you know, all over again. I know that when I started the vlog, I had said, you know, for the most part, I'm a private person. I don't let a lot of people in, just, you know, our small circle of friends and family. So this was, like I said in the video with Gabby, we live it day to day, so we don't think about it. But excuse me, having to tell our story and going back to the beginning, you know, it was very emotional because of the fact that we don't think about it every day. It's just that this is our life. We love Gabby. We want her to succeed. So that's just what we do. You know, we're extremely proud of Gabby and all of her accomplishments that she's done and that she continues to do. And whatever we can do to accommodate, to help, to always be there for her, that's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do. So excuse me, I appreciate the comments about, you know, that you guys are proud of Miss Gabby, that you guys also see what a special girl she is and what a happy girl she is, because that is her. Does she get attitude? Yes, she does. Yes, she does. But for the most part, she's such a good girl. Such a good girl. And she's although she has attitude and she can be attitudey, she does have a big heart, and she's very caring. Anybody that she sees that is upset, especially me, if she sees that I'm upset, right away she's like hugging me, kissing me, asking, Mom, are you okay? Are you okay, Mom? You're okay. You're okay. And so she's very concerned with, you know, with others and their feelings. So when you guys see on the video, you know that she sees, as soon as she sees, you know, it could be that I'm laughing, and so tears start to come down because I'm laughing, and right away she comes and she's hugging me. It's okay, Mom, it's okay. Because she really is genuinely concerned when someone is upset, especially me. Okay, I also saw the comment where someone had said that they work in a group home, and you know, they those clients, they don't have family. So I also used to work for a center for disabled adults, and I don't know if that's what working there and seeing how lonely they were, and they get forgotten by family. You know, holidays come around, and it was heartbreaking to see that they want to be with family, but it's not the same, you know, or they're alone for the holidays. So all of that really put things in perspective for me, that I could never, even if it wasn't Gabby, you know, one of my other children, not my own, obviously they're all mine, but I just couldn't see not being there for one of my children, even a family member. It just, you know, especially for holidays, but to see these kids, adults that are forgotten or forgotten about, or just left, I guess, alone. It is very heartbreaking. I don't ever want Gabby to feel like that. I don't want her to ever feel lonely or sad. You know, we've talked to our other kids, our older kids, that if something was to happen to us, we don't want Gabby to go to a home. We want her to stay with family. Because there's nothing better than being with family. And, you know, my girls, they all know Gabby. They know her attitude. They know how to talk to her. You know, Gabby loves being around them. They love being around Gabby. So I don't ever want for Gabby to not feel included. So that's something that I do remember, and I don't ever want for Gabby to be alone or feel alone. Okay. Also, I'm gonna read her comment. This one really stood out to me. Reading your guys' comments was very emotional as well. I'm not gonna lie. I appreciate you guys so much. But Amber Havens, she wrote, "Thank you so much for sharing Gabby's story. My stepson is 11 and also has neurofibromatosis type 1, and your video truly touched my heart. We don't know anyone else that has this, so hearing all of Gabby's struggles has opened my eyes, and now I know that's why he has behavior problems and gets so overwhelmed and hits himself. I'm truly thankful for you opening up to us and telling her story. You are such good, loving parents." Amber, I appreciate your comments so much. Have lots and lots of patience and show lots and lots of love to that little boy. He, we don't understand what it is that they're going through. You know, he wants to communicate. I don't know if he's verbal or not, but he wants to communicate with you guys. Those behavior issues are a lot of frustration. It's a lot of frustration. It's pent up frustration. They don't know how to, you know, we get mad. We know, like for me, if I get mad, I'm over here cleaning and, you know, probably cussing somebody out in my head. That's how we get, you know, our frustration, our aggression out. They don't understand to do something to get it out. So the only thing they know is, you know, take it out on themselves. So this comment really touched my heart, because this is one of the reasons why I did want to share Gabby's story. I didn't know that there was anyone else out there. I mean, not with what she has, obviously, but, and I know that there's people out there with neurofibromatosis. We've never met anyone else with neurofibromatosis. So knowing that this, not only just for her, because there's others in the comments as well, but that this was helpful, that just touches my heart, and it makes me so happy that we did open up and tell Gabby's story. I was very hesitant at first, not because I don't want to share, it's Gabby, you know, and so for her, we try to, I guess, shelter her. I don't want her looked at. There was just so many reasons. I just was putting it off, and obviously being emotional, obviously going back to the beginning and just thinking about all the stuff that, you know, she's been through. That was, I guess, what I was dreading. But it's these comments like this, that it's like, man, I should have done this, you know, before. I so love that. And I appreciate that. And I appreciate you sharing. Another thing that I kind of wanted to put out there was when I was pregnant with Gabby, I think I was 36 when I had her. I can't remember, 36, 37, somewhere 35, between 35 and 37. I don't remember anymore. But because of my age, I was considered a mature mother. So I had to do some classes on, you know, birth defects or anything like that. And so when Art and I first got together, well, before, not when we first got together, but before we got pregnant with Caitlin, I was pregnant and I had a miscarriage. And I was 3 months, and I was devastated. I was completely devastated. And so I thought, you know, I told Art, like, we just shouldn't have kids. You know, we have 4 already. You have your 2 boys. I have the 2 girls. Like, this is a sign that's enough. We don't need any more kids. So, fast forward a little bit, and then I finally decided, like, you know, I saw babies everywhere, and I was like, decided to try again. We ended up having Caitlin. But now fast forward again to when I'm pregnant with Gabby. They wanted to do the, I forgot what the test is, but where they go in and they take some amniotic fluid and they test for any birth defects. And this, in hindsight, was such a aha moment, because I asked, okay, so if I do this, so because I had a miscarriage already, the chance for me to have a miscarriage by doing the amniocentesis test, I would have a greater chance of miscarrying Gabby, who we didn't know was Gabby at the time. I would have a higher chance of miscarrying, and I was already, gosh, 5 or 6 months along, and that was very hard for me. I called Art, you know, on the way home. Oh, so I asked him, so if we do the test and you find that there is something wrong, so what are you going to do? Is there going to, you know, going to do something to help. And then they were like, no, it's just so that you know, or if you want to terminate the pregnancy. And at that time, those words were horrible to hear at that time. And I remember calling Art on my way home, because it was just, I just had to watch some videos, go talk to a counselor. So I thought, oh, Art doesn't need to be there for that. And he was at work at the time. And so I remember calling him and telling him, hey, they want me to do this test, but if I do it, I could have a miscarriage. And I said, and there's nothing they can do. Like, if there's something wrong with the baby, like, there's nothing that they can do for the baby anyway. It's just whether I want to continue with the pregnancy or terminate it. And I remember I was crying, and I told him, like, that's too big of a risk for me. I can't do that. So God will not give me more than I can handle. This is something that I told Art way back when. God will give me what I can handle. If the baby's sick or not, I can't do that. And so I said, I can't take the risk of miscarrying. So I remember telling him, God's going to see me through this. God is going to give us what he's going to give us. So I'm leaving it in God's hands. Little did I know that, after she was born and her being born with all these health issues, how much that sentence that I had told Art was going to come back to me. Just thinking about that at that time, and I was already feeling Gabby kick, move. There is no way that I would have terminated the pregnancy. It just, and everybody is different, and there is no judgment. Everyone is going to do what they're going to do. It was just, for me at that time, I couldn't do it. Okay, so another question was, someone asked if the doctors knew how this happened to Gabby, because obviously we have lots of kids and she's the only one. So we thought, so at the time, right after I had Gingy, about a month after, that's when I got rheumatoid arthritis. So I was at that time on a lot of heavy medication, strong medication, steroids, low dose chemo that I had no idea. When you're sick, you go to the doctor and then you get medication and you start taking it, because at the time I was desperate and I just wanted to feel better. And so I was taking this medication, and then I started reading on the side effects. I started reading all this stuff, and I was like, yeah, no. So I was on this medication and stuff. So I took all of my stuff with me to one of Gabby's appointments with the genetics specialist, and asked, is it me? Is it my fault? I'm on all this medication. Is it my fault that, Gabby is sick? And so, and that's what I thought. I thought that, all the medication that I had been taking, because none of the other kids were sick. I have 5 biological daughters, right? And the other 4, none of them had any health issues whatsoever. And so I just automatically thought that's what it is. And I took the medication with me and showed it to the doctor. But I had not been taking medication prior to getting pregnant with Gabby, probably like for 2 months. And I mean, that's not enough time, especially if you're going to get pregnant. But they told us no. This is something that just happened. This is more genetic than if I was taking medication and something like that happened, or if Art was taking medication and it happened. So this is more genetic. And so they said no, it isn't that. But come to find out, I know I've told you guys that I am Lynch positive. So Lynch syndrome. So Lynch syndrome and neurofibromatosis are oftentimes misdiagnosed because they're so closely, they're somewhat identical. So I do believe that because I have Lynch, my Gabby was born with a delay with the disease that she has. And I do believe that because I was older, you know, your eggs are not as great as they were, you know, when I was 20. So I think it was just a lot of things that came into play with that, but nothing that they said specific. The doctor said it was nothing specific. At the time, I didn't know I had Lynch, so I haven't even talked to them again to ask about the Lynch, because even with Gabby, she can't be tested until she turns 18. So after they're 18, that's when they're able to test to see if they have Lynch. So yeah, they just told us at the time that it was something that just happened. So nothing that they said, nothing that we did on our parts. It was just something that happened. Okay, and here's another comment that stood out to me because it really does give me lots of hope. Jenny Gutierrez commented, Liz, I started crying during the whole video. I have medical issues as well. I had hydrocephalus and meningitis as a baby. They told my parents I would never walk or talk. I am now 34 years old and doing great. I have confidence Gabby will live a long, great life. We love y'all and Gabby. That, reading your story, reading your comment made me emotional. Because it's, you know, the telling the parents that they're never going to walk, they're never going to talk, that resonates so much with us. And to hear that you're now an adult and doing great, that's amazing. It's amazing, amazing news. I'm so happy that you commented. That's, man, much love to you. Much love and blessings to you. Thank you. And I do apologize. I keep going back and forth because I'm going through the comments. You know, there was a comment here of someone whose daughter wasn't cleaning her room, but the daughter has health issues, and you're exactly right. We have to try not to sweat the small stuff. You know, yes, we have to give our kids responsibilities. You know, even with Gabby, she has to make sure that if she takes toys out, she's got to put them back. We make sure that she has her room picked up. Like, she has to do things too. She can't just be here. And it's very easy to have her just be here because of the fact that she doesn't understand certain things. But I want to make her independent. I want to make her responsible for when I'm not here. You know, when I'm not here, who's going to take care of my baby the way that I take care of her? You know, nobody's going to have that patience with her. I know that her sisters will, but what if it's out of their hands and she has to go somewhere else? And I always think about that. And so to prepare her and prepare myself for, you know, God forbid something was to happen, I have to make her responsible. But I don't punish her if she doesn't do it, if that makes sense. So let's say she has something coming up and she didn't clean her room. I'm not going to be like, well, you're not going because the room wasn't clean. And I know that sounds like contradictory to what I'm saying, but she does what she can, and we push her to do her best. We push her to do what she can, but I also don't want her to stop living life because she hasn't been able to do a lot of things. You know, even the egg allergy is such a pain in the butt because she can't enjoy a party, you know, when we go place. She can't enjoy certain food because of the fact that she can't have it. You know, we've been to so many parties where we've had to leave early because Gabby throws a fit because she can't have, you know, the cake. And, you know, we'll get her ice cream and she doesn't want it. She wants that dang cake. So we've taken her alternatives. There was a time we would show up with a dang pie to a party that was for Gabby for when they cut the cake, and she had a heart attack because she wanted cake, and she was little. So yeah, how do you make a child understand you can't have that? It's gonna make you sick. It would have been real easy, you know, if she didn't have an egg allergy, to just say, okay, here, go ahead and have it. But there's a lot of things. There's so many stories that I can tell, and it's just I forget about them, and just something happens and it triggers, you know, that memory. But yeah, it's a give and take for sure. But I really would not sweat the small stuff. I would look at the accomplishments that have been made and try to stay looking at the positive, because ultimately that's all we do have. You know, I don't want for Gabby to always think that she's always in trouble, or that I'm disappointed in her, or that she's not doing her best. She has enough obstacles to deal with that I don't want to throw any more at her. So yeah, if the room's not clean and we're supposed to go get ice cream, I'm still taking her to get ice cream. Okay, I have another comment here by Alicia Rodriguez. You know, it's hard to hear that there is something wrong with your child. And it's hard to just accept that there is. It's hard to be told, and then it's even harder to accept. It's harder to accept that there is something wrong with your child. You know, you look at your child and you just think that they're perfect. There is nothing wrong. And so I still go back to, you know, her pediatrician at that time, and I am so grateful for him that he was patient and understanding with me to give me some time, but still let me know, like, hey, just do this. Worst that can happen is that they tell you that something's wrong. We catch it early and boom, it's done. Instead of like just saying, no, there's nothing wrong, and we don't find out until way later. So for that, I do appreciate him. Dealing with a child with either health issues or delay, it is very hard. It's trying at times. It is overwhelming at times. But man, those accomplishments, whether it is something so tiny, it's the best feeling. And those little accomplishments are the ones that let you know you're on the right track and you're doing good. You're doing good for your baby. So yes, stay positive. Lock yourself in the bathroom and cry if you have to. Punch the air. I know it's easier said than done, but man, there are times. So I'll give you guys another story. My Gabby and my second oldest grandson are the same age. He's older than her by 2 months. My niece is older than Gabby by 2 months, but they're the same age. And there was lots of times where I would be overwhelmed because I would see them, I would look at my Gabby, and I would always say, like, why can't my Gabby, you know, just be like them? I look at my Gabby now, they are extremely tall, and then you have my little tiny Gabby, you know, standing next to them. And I have my moments where I was just like, man, what would she be like if everything was okay? You know, to see my grandson, to see my niece. We all have moments. We're human. We're human. And those are the moments where you just, you know, you think about it, you cry about it, and you move on. sometimes that's all you need, is just a good cry. It's just, you know, our own frustration, our own, like, why, I guess, questioning, why me? Why my baby? Yeah, I get it. I definitely get it. But just know you are everything to your baby. You are the world to your baby. And that, honestly, and seeing the progress is what keeps me going, and to stay strong. I have my moments where I've felt overwhelmed, and, you know, especially when Gabby was having behavior issues, and I don't know what to do. I've never experienced this. So yeah, take time. Take the time that you need. Take the time that you need to process. Because like I said, it's very difficult to accept that there is something wrong with your child. It's hard to hear, very difficult to accept. And I think that that's what it is that once you just, you know, you accept, like, this is their life. This is your life. What's that say? Pull up your big girl panties and let's go. Let's do this. Once you get that mindset, it does make it a lot easier. And you have to remember that ultimately your mindset really does affect your child. They feel everything. Even if they're nonverbal, they feel everything. So the better version of you that they can see, the better it is for them. So as of right now, Gabby is doing extremely well. We just feel so blessed. You know, we're blessed. Her health is well. She's doing well. We're happy. We're happy. Every year at this time is when I do stress out a little bit to get back the results of the MRI. I always worry. I always worry about the MRI. And the good thing now is that Gabby does not have to be put to sleep anymore to do the MRI. She's done well for the last 2 MRIs, so thank goodness, because she would get so sick afterwards when they would put her to sleep. I don't know what kind of anesthesia they give her, but I have to let them know that, you know, she does have the egg allergy, because a lot of, again, something I had no idea. Some anesthesia has egg product in it. So yeah, I have to make sure that they know that she has an egg allergy. But man, she already has, you know, all these issues with her throat or whatever. And then to be waking up from anesthesia and throwing up was the worst for her. I hated it. I just hated it. So I am very thankful that she no longer has to be put to sleep to do the MRI. So once we get the results, that's when, you know, I feel like everything will go back to normal. But for now, I will worry until we go in and get the results. But I am truly moved and so thankful for all of your comments, all of your guys' support. You guys are so amazing. You guys are really good. You guys are really good for my heart. You guys continue to amaze me with all of your comments, the love you guys share. I will not lie, I got really emotional reading your guys' comments. And it just made me feel like we're not the only ones. It's just like I was saying earlier, and I get off subject. Because, you know, we live in our own little bubble, our own little world, we just see this. And even though we see, you know, other children that are delayed, that are special needs, that have health issues, it isn't until you talk to somebody that you're like, oh, hey, you know, we have a lot in common. Like, oh, you guys do that too? Or you guys, because we're just used to, like me, I'm used to my day-to-day. Like, I'll see somebody with a disability or a health issue or whatever. And I don't think, well, you know, I bet his mom has to brush their teeth in the morning too. I wonder if he gets dressed by himself in the morning. I wonder if she can put her own shoes on. I wonder if she knows how to tie her shoes. I don't think about that. I just like, oh, how, you know, how sweet. Or when I see someone, I don't think of the big picture like what we do. And I don't think anybody else thinks of the big picture, and how somebody put it, how hard it is on a parent, because we're juggling so much and we're trying to make our child fit in and have as much of a normal life as possible. You know, we want our children to be accepted. We want them, don't ever want them to feel excluded or alone. And so going out in public and, you know, the staring, yeah, it does hit different. It hits different because we don't ever want our children to feel bad about themselves. They can't help how they are. They can't help who they are. And so it is refreshing, amazing to see that I'm not the only one, and to hear, you know, your stories in the comments. It opened my eyes to a lot of things, and I do appreciate you guys for all of that. And all of you who have a child with either health issues or a special needs child, I send you lots of love, a big hug, and I hope that God continues to bless you for many years to come. You deserve it. Hey guys, welcome back to Life with Liz. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to my channel, turn on your post notifications, that way you'll be notified every time your girl posts a new video. Good morning guys. I was supposed to edit today and get a video out, and I have not been able to. My eye is once again swollen shut. This is probably one of the worst ones that I've had. I can't see without my glasses, but I can't see at all. My eye is really bad. I'm gonna show you guys. I didn't want to because it looks awful, but I can't really see. So that's my eye. I can barely, it's already starting to open. It was completely closed this morning. But yeah, it's pretty bad. I have to, in order to be able to open it, I have to pull it so that I can see, because I can't really see right now. This one I don't think is swollen. It's just I'm having such a hard time seeing that I can't even tell if this is swollen or not. And I think that it is. It's so hard because there's so much swelling that you know, I kind of lift my eyebrow and then lift up my eye so that I can see, and then I can kind of see better. But to just put it this way, it feels like this eye droops as well. So I don't even know if it's both eyes or not. So I couldn't see. I was gonna go to the doctor, but I can't see. So I'm not gonna drive myself. So you know, everybody's working, and so I'm gonna try to get in on Monday, because today is my Friday, and yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna do it the rest of the week, the rest of the day. The only bad thing about this one today was I could probably, you know, function with it, you know, around the house, but I woke up with a severe headache. It was a headache. I even wanted to throw up. It was like if I'm hungover. I haven't drank. You know, I didn't drink at all. This whole week I did not drink. Not one drink. And I woke up feeling like if I had drank all night, and I just had the worst headache that you could imagine. And I couldn't function. The headache was so bad. Finally was able to get myself something to eat, and then I took some ibuprofen, and that's kind of what helped me to be able to get rid of the headache a little bit. So I still have a headache. It's just not as bad as earlier today. I mean, it was so bad that I wanted to throw up. But yeah, I haven't been able to do anything. So yeah, I couldn't even edit what I wanted to edit today. I'm barely able to see a little bit, and even, you know, putting the glasses on and kind of looking, it's putting more pressure, giving me more of a headache. So just hate this. I hate that I'm dealing with this, but you know, what can I do? So I'm going to go back to the doctor because they told me it's allergies, right? So I'm taking the allergy medication. I'm, you know, using Flonase morning and at night. And I'm also putting my eye drops in morning and night, and it's still happening. So I don't know what's going on. I think I'm going to go ahead and ask for that brain MRI to make sure that I don't have anything going on, you know, neurologically, or God forbid a tumor in my brain, because I am a little bit nervous about that, because I know I told you guys that I have Lynch syndrome, and I've had family members that have had brain cancer, and so I'm a little nervous with that. So I'm going to go ahead and request a brain MRI just to rule anything out, and just, you know, better safe than sorry. I've been dealing with this for a year. Has it been a year? Over a year? I don't even know anymore. So I'm over it. I'm tired. I can't, now that it's like really making me nervous because of the headache that I had today. That really, I shouldn't have that along with this if it's just allergies, I'm gonna assume. So made me a little bit nervous, but I'm gonna go ahead and see, let the medicine kick in a little more, and hopefully I feel a little better. I'm gonna go ahead and get off, and so I can take my glasses off, because it's giving me a headache. But I do apologize about not being able to edit, and I'll get a video out to you guys as soon as I possibly can. So sorry guys, but please stay tuned. I'll be back.